ago, but now think about it. You're looking at a corporate contract and you're thinking about, should I do this? Should I not do this? A lot of people telling me not to do this. You got to put everyone else out of it. You got to realize this is a contract between you and a corporate entity. And you got to decide what that contract is worth, not to the whole of radiology, but to you personally as an individual professional corporation named yourself, MD. You got to make sense of it. They will offer you a contract. You have to understand the contract. You have to understand the assets of the contract and the liabilities of the contract. Can you handle the assets and the liabilities of the contract? Can you make that contract worth a significant sum of money to you personally and professionally? Can you do it? And you have to know for yourself. I've looked at several different contracts, and I'll tell you, some of them have liabilities hidden up in them. I know there's people out there, you don't know a lot about malpractice insurance, and you probably have malpractice kind of hidden away in your mind as an anxiety, something that you don't want to think about. You don't even want to think about it. You want to think about the possibility of you being in a malpractice lawsuit, and that's fine, and I get that, but you should know about malpractice insurance. There's two flavors of malpractice insurance. You got your claims made and you got your occurrence. Claims made covers you as long as the policy is in effect for claims made during that period, whereas occurrence will cover you basically for whatever period of time you had that policy. Occurrence will cover you for the rest of your career. So what this comes down to is that with a claims made policy, once you cancel that policy, you would be eligible for buying what's called a tail insurance, or an extended reporting insurance. Basically what it gives you is that ability to be covered for cases that arise after you cancel that insurance policy. A claims-made tail insurance policy could cost a significant sum of money. It's usually about 2 to 3 times the annual premium for malpractice. If that's in the contract, it's hidden in there waiting for you. If you join a job and you don't like it and decide to leave, now you have a liability, and that is that malpractice insurance, tail insurance. So know that before you get into a contract. Again, really understand the contract, read it, and figure out what is the asset and what is the liability of that contract. An ideal contract, there are no liabilities. They're only giving you the potential to earn money in exchange for your work. In exchange for your professional work, they will give you a reasonable sum of money. That's what a contract should be. I'm surprised how ridiculous some of the contracts become. They make it seem like they're doing you a favor by employing you. It's not like that. It should be a mutual meeting of the minds. It should be a mutual agreement that you exchange your work and your hard work and your professional services in exchange for money. It should be no more difficult than that. The contracts that are more difficult than that are probably not contracts you want to sign. These corporate contracts make it very clear what they're interested in their contract. They are interested in our views. They're interested in production. They're really interested as a corporation. They're interested in providing a return on investment for their investors. They don't answer to the patients. They answer to investors, and investors are looking for return. They're looking for profit. Profitability is what creates a reasonable return. So they're trying to maximize profit. How do they maximize profit? Well, there's really only 2 places in a physician organization that you're going to be able to generate fees. There's a technical component, or a TC, and there's a professional component, a PC. A PC is what you get. You read off that CT appel off the stack. The technical component is what the facility gets after they crank the machine. And it accounts for, paying the technologists and keeping them staffed and keeping a manager on site and all of those things. Corporate practice of medicine, corporate practice of radiology, they are trying to generate profits, and they're going to do it by cutting into your professional fees. Now, it's a personal decision for you to decide if it's worth it or not. Typical per work RVU reimbursement for radiology should be in the $50 to $60 range. The corporate practice is going to be more like in the $30 range, maybe like the $25 range. So they're taking about a third or almost a half of your professional fees off the table. Now, is that all a bad thing? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Again, getting a good private practice employeeship or partnership track position where you're getting paid $50 to $60 per work RVU is not going to be easy. Whereas the corporates are generally going to be willing to hire you right off the bat because they know that they'll make money off your contract. You can make a corporate contract work for you if you know how much you're getting paid per work RVU, what their work RVUs are and what they're worth, and how many cases you think you can read in a day. And you can figure out for yourself if you can make that contract worth money. If you can work a corporate contract for a few years, get yourself up on your feet, get yourself up out of debt, figure out what kind of productivity you're going to need to hit the income that you're looking for, you can make a corporate contract work. And then when you leave, as long as your malpractice tail is covered, you can come out of that with basically no liability. And there's no reason that you should not enter into a contract with any entity, corporate or otherwise, where you can enter into it, use productivity to generate income, not take on significant financial liability, and leave in a few years. You can take that contract. So again, corporate radiology, corporate practice is not necessarily a bad thing, again, as long as you know what you're getting into. If you are so lucky to get into a partnership track position where you can get your $50 to $60 per work RVU for yourself, and you're doing work that you enjoy, you're not overworked, you have access to your vacation time, you have reasonable schedule, you are not reading cases that are outside of your comfort zone, then by all means, go that route. But if that route is not available to you for various reasons, then yeah, try the corporate route. Again, as long as you frame it in your mind that, you know what, whether I like this or I don't like this, I'm not going to be liable for a significant amount of money. As long as you can say that to yourself, you really have nothing to lose. Other things that you're going to gain, any contract that you sign and enter into, you're going to learn a little bit more about the business of medicine, the business of radiology. Now that's internal value for you to keep. No one can take that from you because that will come right into your corpus and it will not leave you. So consider that as well. That's not going to be in the contract. That's going to be for you. That's going to be you being active every day, soaking in all that information like a sponge, figuring out what it is that this game is about, because what it's about keeps changing. Just as you're looking on TV, watching CNN or MSNBC or Fox, whatever it is whichever way you lean, you see that the narrative keeps being changed. Every single day the narrative keeps being changed. Same thing in medicine, same thing in corporate medicine, same thing in the business of medicine. The narrative keeps being changed. The thing that is important to focus on keeps being changed. We're going from volume-based to value-based. What is the value? We don't even know. We don't even know what it is in medicine that is actually valuable. So again, narratives keeps changing. What's the true meaning behind the narrative? What's the true meaning behind the words? That's your job to figure out. And you're going to get that no matter what contract you sign, whether it's a dog shit contract that you sign, or whether it's a perfect, premier, incredible contract that you sign, you're still going to get that information. So, keep that in mind. Stay positive. Stay positive. Every day is another notch in the belt, another chance for you to prove to yourself what it is that you can do as a physician and what you can get out of this lifestyle as a physician. Anyways, I'm kind of going on and on here. I got to get back to it here and manage this traffic situation, which is